Street Fame Podcast. We back. How you doing?
Good. How you?
Good, good. A lot been going on with a lot of the different things since the last time we had a podcast. First thing, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but it's like a beef going on in Jacksonville between like a couple artists. Have you heard about that?
Which artist?
Fulio, um, Fulio, and Young and Ace.
Okay.
They
What's the
been,
beef about?
well, I don't know the root of the beef, but I do know that you heard the song "Who I Smoke."
Nope.
You never heard that song before?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, basically, they beef with each other. It's been going on, I guess, for a while in Jacksonville. They, both of them are from Jacksonville, but they beef with each other. Both of them got a little brother, from my understanding, that got killed because of their beef that they got with each other,
Wow.
and they've been making songs back and forth, dissing each other.
Now, is this the guy that rapped on the grave site?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I've seen
I
it.
think that was Fulio, but the other guy's Young and Ace.
Okay.
So that's what's been going on in Jacksonville. Of course, you already had Orlando rappers been beefing with each other as well. Um, One thing I can say, we live in Tampa, and we don't really. I don't know anybody who's beefing with anybody right
Right. Cross your fingers.
now. So right now we good,
Yeah.
as far as that goes. Also, it was a versus battle last night.
Eve
Trina,
and Trina.
but you know what I found out? That wasn't with like Swiss Beats and Timbaland, or that was like through Trilla. Trilla out.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. You seen that? You didn't peep
Is
that?
and it's still called versus?
I think it was still called versus. I think they pretty much took the idea and did their own.
So have you seen? Did you see the
I saw most
versus?
of it. I mean, I don't feel like it was a Eve and Trina have two different styles.
My opinion with that is that Eve and Trina are the same. They're kind of like the same
Generation.
generation and genre. They're both female rappers. I love Eve and I love Trina.
Hmm.
I do agree that it's like a East Coast Southern
Two
contrast.
different kind of styles, if you ask me.
But if you ask me, those songs were out at the same time. So why not? Would who would you rather?
Yeah, I mean, it's just two different kind of. In my opinion, it's two different type styles of music. Eve message is like different than Trina message.
Definitely.
And I mean, I love Trina, like Trina the Queen to me. But I like Eve too. I mean, but it's just not the same kind of music.
So did it?
I feel like you should have, if you're gonna put my opinion, I would have rather seen like somebody like Eve and like Missy,
Yeah,
because
that
they
would
around
have
the
been
same
good.
time too, and they both kind of messages kind of similar.
Yeah.
And I think Trina should have won that Look Him. I think that's who they should have put.
Trina, to me, I know Trina wouldn't agree, but I would think she would go with Kaya.
Nah, I don't think so. Kai don't have enough music.
She definitely doesn't have enough produced music, but she probably has some stuff that could have went. I mean, it would have been a different kind
I
of
think
battle.
I think Look Him would have been better. Cause
Okay.
who could you put against Look Him besides Foxy Brown?
Nicki Minaj.
But if you want to go with content,
Nicki Minaj.
if you want to go with content though, you don't think Trina and Look Him music was similar?
The content is similar. The flow is way different.
She a New York rapper.
Yeah, flow's way different.
Yeah.
I love Trina. Who do you think won?
I can't really say because the way I watched it, from what I didn't see the whole thing, but from what I saw, Trina had more energy. But it wasn't really a fair matchup in a lot of ways though,
Yeah, it was different.
because Eve was in an empty room, you know,
Okay.
and I think that matters, like the energy around
Yeah.
you. She was in an empty room, and it was like the middle of the night or something where she was at. It was like
Mhm.
late, so her energy probably wasn't as the same. She did. I mean, she did great. I just think it wasn't an even matchup.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think Trina the Queen. So I mean, I guess because I'm from Florida. So to me,
Yeah.
Trina the Queen of hip hop.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that it would be the most influential. So the most influential, in my opinion, is Trina. Everyone is copying Trina's style. You know what I mean? Down here
Yeah.
and in neighboring areas. You know what I mean? So I would say, based on just being most influential, Trina.
But if you go on message, I go with Eve.
Yeah, I like East
Because
Message.
Eve had like more positive vibes, and her music is more inspiring towards women. Like, her message is like for women.
Yeah.
It's
More
empowering.
poetic.
It's empowering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I felt like it was two different kind of styles. I was listening to the content, and Trina, she represent for the South. She making her Trina music.
Mhm.
She had her nasty music. She had her club type music. and then Eve had like all these positive R&B type. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like the vibe was just different.
Way different.
So that's why I don't care for the matchup personally, but I like both of them. I grew up listening to both of them.
Yeah.
Um, but me being a guy, I would probably have to say I would listen to more Eve than I would listen to Trina,
Okay.
because Eve was more.
But in the club, who would you listen to?
Trina gonna win in the club, you
Right.
know. But if I
So
was
it's
riding around, I wouldn't listen to Trina because it's a little bit too not manly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really made for the fellas. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And Eve music you can listen to
Yeah.
because she did a lot of R&B features, and she also had like
Yeah.
her style was just like more like she was with Rough Riders. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
So like I feel like it was different. Also, I feel like R.I.P. DMX. But if DMX would have been
Yes.
able to attend
R.I.P.
just like Trick Daddy attended, I think it would have been a different kind of energy in the room too.
Well,
Because they
Eve
had songs together too, and I
Eve
think that
had the whole Rough Riders clan. So my question is why nobody else could have came like Drag On or
because I mean she was in London, you know, and I
yeah, she
think it's
was
just a
yeah.
lot more different setup.
But
That's why I said if you,
but you prepare for it. You still can prepare.
yeah, I don't know what happened with Dragon. I seen him on, you know, he's still doing his thing sort of, but I don't feel like he on that level to be just flying to London like that and to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
You
I
never
don't know.
know.
I don't know his situation, but I know that if X was there,
Yeah, that would have been
that's a different kind of energy.
crazy.
Different kind of energy, you know.
Crazy.
And I feel like with that being said as well, Trina used she used she used a lot of songs she had with
Crowd
Trick Daddy,
energy.
and she used a lot of
And
Trick Daddy songs,
yeah.
a lot of feature songs.
Well,
You
they're
know.
hers. So
Yeah, I mean that's her verse. She
yeah.
did her thing. I mean, like I said, to me, Trina the Queen. So I'm not bashing. I'm just telling you how I see the matchup.
Yeah. Trina's
I
queen.
don't think nobody could beat Trina. I don't even think Lil Kim would beat Trina.
Not with energy. With
Just
crowd energy and vibe and
Lil Kim had an era.
we're in the era of stripper kind of
Yeah,
music. So.
but Lil Kim had an era, and she definitely influenced Trina,
Mm-hmm.
and she influenced everybody else. So I can't take that from Lil Kim. But Trina ran with it for 20 years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She been doing it for 20 years. Every generation to come,
Mm-hmm.
they listen to Trina.
Mm-hmm.
These young girls, they know Trina. They listen to
Mm-hmm.
Trina. That's why I say, in my opinion, she's the queen of like, you know,
And it's time for the South. It's right now. It's the South over, whereas 10, 15 years ago it was
the East Coast.
East Coast.
Plus,
So,
I'm from Florida, so I mean, I'm gonna go with Trina.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was definitely like I liked it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of battles, but I just happened to be browsing YouTube and seen it was
Mm-hmm.
on, so I was like, let me go check this out. You know. Plus, I like Trina. She humble, and when you meet her in person, she real
Mm-hmm.
humble. She not like cocky and all of that. She don't walk around like she better than everybody else. And Eve got great energy too, so
Yeah.
that's why I say I like both of them.
Mm-hmm. They both
But
positive.
yeah. So also, I've been watching this series on Amazon, Underground Railroad. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
My mom said that series was very depressing and not conducive to her mental health. That's what she said.
Well, she probably has a
So
reason
I ain't
for
never
saying that.
watched it.
She probably has a reason for saying that because I mean, it just goes to show some of the stuff that happened in this country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the truth that a lot of people don't want to accept.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, when I watched it, I was like, yeah, definitely. I got glued to it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like messed up when you watch it. You know what I mean? But I guess me, I like to see stuff. I like to know the history. So
My whole thing is they don't give you any history before slavery. We as black people, we have a full 10,000 years before slavery, and we never get to see any of that history, any of that you know, self-esteem building. Like it seems like slavery kind of brings you down, whereas if you was to tell me I was a king or a queen 5,000 years ago, it would bring me up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my only
well, that's
problem.
America. America not gonna give you the facts. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give it to you. Like they don't want to give it to us straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is in the country we live,
Okay.
controlled by who it's controlled by. But thank y'all for watching another episode, Street Fame Podcast, and we out.
Peace.
All right, you can hit stop. I was watching the time. We got like 10 minutes.